President of the Chamber, Alan Paneshi. Supervisor Suzanne Jones. Suzanne, welcome. Dry Creek Joint Elementary School District Board Member Scott Eliska. Scott. So what I would like to do is recognize the ambassadors that are here with you today. The ambassadors are the public relations arm of the chamber. You will find them at all of our events. They're going to help you maximize your membership in the chamber. So ambassadors, please stand. Here's the fun. If your role in your company is business development, marketing, and you want to have fun meeting new people, I would encourage you to consider becoming an ambassador because it's a fabulous, fun way to engage in the business community. So that's the plug today for the ambassadors. Tracy, are you ready for a 3-minute commercial? How long is that 3-minute commercial, Tracy? Okay, we're trying to so. Who was that Splash? Who had T-Bones and Splash? Who is that today?
It was good to see everybody again. It's been about 2 years since we were able to be out here doing one of these lunches. So we enjoyed the food this afternoon. We are back open. We're doing catering, large and small events as long as the venues will remain open. Our levels down and staff. So if you're planning your holiday parties or your get-togethers over the next couple of months before the year's over, we appreciate it. You think about us. Happy to report that in the lieu of getting a lot of work because of COVID, our competition team has been doing very well in the state. We just won second place in the All-American River Football 2 weeks ago. So we're very excited. Two first place trophies for one for our brisket and one for our pork shoulder. In Los Angeles back in June this year as well. We've got more slated before the year is over, weather permitting. So it's really nice to have doing that. It's nice to be out in competitions and winning those trophies because it shows what it is. So we appreciate it if you would check us out on our website, teamofbarbecue.com. Thank you us for your next events. And with that, I'll take the
Every month, in addition to a table sponsor, we also have a luncheon sponsor. And these are opportunities you would like to learn more about. Monica Goodpaster is right over here by the beverages. She's your go-to person for that opportunity. But we are honored to have with us today our lunch sponsor, and that is Lighthouse Counseling and Family Resource Center. They always do a fabulous job, but they have done even more work during this recent pandemic that we're still in. So I would like to welcome their executive director, Gary McDonald.
Very much. I'm so glad I'm going to have time because it's such a good speaker. Anyway, I guess like 5 minutes is 3,000 seconds. It sounds like a really long time to speak for 3,000 seconds. So as you can see, we were the 2021 California Nonprofit of the Year. It's the highest honor that California in California state legislation is the highest honor they can bestow on any nonprofit. We ended in 1996 under the Western Flagship School District. We broke away in 2005. We continued to expand. We're pretty much a one-stop shop for health and human services in Placer County. Our mission is to help individuals with family heal by providing counseling, education classes, and resources. I believe in providing counseling, educational classes, and we help them to get resources. That's basically what we do with the famous field. So we have initiatives, we have 5 years of programs, so fundraising for 5 years of programs is crazy, so part of the time. But in addition, we bundle our programs into initiatives, and our newest one is at the bottom, and it's preventing ACEs, actually preventing ACEs in the age of COVID. We have found that more and more children, 40% more children are coming to life with suicidal ideation. Children as young as 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 are coming in, and they're telling our counselors that the way that they're dealing with it is they're thinking about suicide. I mean, that's just a shame. We see a huge increase in that, and an increase in domestic violence, and an increase in child abuse and neglect within the home. And of course, the children are there and they're witnessing this. So we have 5 initiatives. This is two of our lists to deal with the type of counseling that we do, but trauma, depression, anxiety, couples counseling, grief therapy, child play therapy. The kids are so young to come in, they don't even know words that they express the trauma that they've gone through. So we have to play with them and that their trauma is expressed in their play. And so we work with all different types of therapy, and so there's a long list there. We also have therapy groups, so we have educational pharmacists, there's a list there, a lot to do with anger management and anxiety and depression and budgeting and limits and borrowing and employment readiness. We actually have people job. If there's someone comes in on a Monday without a job, I Friday they have a job. Our family resource center, intensive case management, information referral, childhood literacy, we give away and car seats, booster seats, back to school backpacks, turkeys over Thanksgiving, thousands of Christmas toys with our Adopt a Family program, gift cards for food, gas, clothing, reconditioned bicycles, vision assistance. It is just pretty much, if somebody has a need, tell them to call my house. And we have to go, we have 100+ partners that we work with, so we will give them again what they need. We have people sign up for California women, we actually lease to it. WIC is in our offices, and when we lease one of the offices to WIC, so when families come in to see WIC, and they're exposed to our services. And we also sign people up for medical, dental, vision, and mental health coverage. We also work with the county with the Cal Workers. We work with the Veterans Office. We don't do a lot of homelessness. But families that are in the verge of homelessness, we can help them with rent and utility assistance if we have it available. In 2020, we served more than 1,500 families, which is about 4,000 people, and we give them 5,000 program services, which means every person is getting more than one service. More than half of the people that we serve, more than 2,000 are children under the age of 18. Most of them are female and less are male. The reason I would say adults is because we see so many children. Most are at or below the federal population. Some of our accomplishments, we're the California's first nonprofit agency in Placer. That's been that way for years. We're one of the top 100 agencies for MHSA, which has been running every 4% tax in 100 years. The first largest is the tobacco tax. So if you're a smoker, thank you very much. You're having a choice. 96 cents of every dollar that we spend in those programs, which makes us one of the most efficient products in the United States. When I started 6 years ago, it was 80 cents. Every year we get more efficient. We're now at 96 cents. Again, I would put that against any nonprofit in the United States. We were nonprofit of the year 5 years in a row by various entities. Again, as I said, 2021 was the state of California. Before that, chambers, whether we had access to 5 years in a row with the nonprofit of the year. We are the first agency in Placer County to get medical certification directly from the Department of Healthcare Services for California. Other agencies tried to get medical certified to build counseling. They failed. It took us 2 years, and we had to hire an attorney. That's 1 minute, right? Okay, I got 1 minute. Some people, is it really being pink carded? I don't know. But anyway, so we were the first to get medical certified, which opened the door for other nonprofits. Now, because of us, thousands more people will get counseling that can build a medical. We also accept most major insurances, and we also accept EAP, DOC, Victims of Crime, Department of Transportation, Return to Work program, and somebody fails a drug test, and they drive for a living, they can come to us and we can get back on the road. We entered the pandemic, rather than getting smaller, we exploded. We added all kinds of stuff. I just thought it's the first time in 3 years we've been fully staffed. We have now 25 staff, and we have offices. We opened up offices in Auburn and Roseville during the pandemic, and now we're looking at opening up a Rockland office. So rather than getting smaller, we got larger because the need got larger. And I think that is the last card. And so that's our funding sources, and again, one off in the air. Thank you very much. Hopefully I didn't go over too much.
Great job, thank you, Meredith. I think if I had one goal, it would be to put you out of business. Would that happen? Yeah. Oh, here you go, right? Yeah.
Taking these cards home, there are people that you may not know are suffering. And look at these cards, and if somebody talks to you about an issue, give them one of these cards or don't leave them on the table, just take them home.
Thank you, Mike, that's really appreciated. So I have a few announcements about some upcoming events that the chamber will be hosting. So next Wednesday is our chamber orientation. Ultimately, it's geared for new members, but that's not the case because oftentimes we have new people assuming roles in companies that have been business or members for a long time. So the orientation is on Wednesday in the chamber office. It starts at 8:30 in the morning and it goes till 10. So if you want to come and hear how you can maximize the investment that you made in the Roseville area chamber, please join us then. The very next day, I'm just looking at this and it's like, oh, next week's going to be busy. Also, so the next day is Thursday, and that's when we have our monthly breakfast. It will be held at Sierra View Country Club. It starts at over 100, which means it starts at 7 a.m. So this is a perfect opportunity to come out for breakfast. You get to have a 30-second commercial, and Sierra View has the best bacon anywhere except for lunch today. Thank you, Tracy. And then on Friday, we have our monthly economic development and government affairs committee meeting. This will be an in-person meeting at the Mary Peters Event Center at 105 Street. This month is actually a joint meeting with the Roseville, Rockland, Loomis, and Auburn chambers. Roseville is hosting the meeting, and what we are going to do is having real estate updates. We'll have speakers from the industrial market, your retail market, and the office market. So if you're curious as to what's happening out there with all the empty spaces in your building or just driving down this corridor, you need to find out. Attendance will be limited at that meeting, but please join us in that. Quarterly meeting is proudly sponsored by PCAR, which is the Foster County Association of Realtors. Let's see, what else do I have? So I have a few members and even more guests in the audience. So if you help me welcome new members, we have teeth whitening professional Denise Moreno, our friend. And all the events that if she had spinach hanging on her teeth, I let her know before somebody else did. So welcome to DC. Thanks for being a good sport. And we have Zachary from Launch Digital Solutions out here in front. And we have Monique Gandhi from Event Catering, and we have legalized event yesterday for the kickoff of our leadership Roseville program. So welcome and thank you. So we also have a number of guests here today. I love it when I see guests, and if you're sitting at a table with a guest, please nudge them or tell them why or how your business has benefited from being a member of the chamber. And who knows, maybe you'll be a member by the time we meet. So we have from Unit first, Susan O'Connell. Susan, right here. We have from the Cesar Chavez Leadership Academy, Renee Aguilera. Renee, nice to see you. Boston Companies, Julie Sherry. PR, Layla Swan. old face, that's very nice. A new familiar face from Cedar Street Realty, Nicole Nicole. And from United Pacific Wholesale Mortgage, we have Benjamin Truscott. So Aldo, and let's see, Aldo and Wendy, you have a couple of guests sitting with you, so let's see if you can work your chamber magic and we can do some to be chamber members today.
I am not a guest.
No, you're not a guest, but when Nicole is and Benjamin is, right? Okay, so figure it out what this is. So one of the programs that the chamber has, we have a referral program, so we'd love to reward you as a member. If you refer a non-member to join, you'll get $25 in Mason's moolah that you could send. You could target him on a smash ticket. You could buy him a luncheon ticket or your breakfast ticket. So, this is good. So we want to thank Cheryl Cobbin for referring Denise Marenko to join the chamber. So she might be paying for her membership for the year with her referral, so thank you. Okay, so now we're going to do this lesson B in more form, the person that you came to listen to. So I have the pleasure of introducing today the Placer County Exec, Todd Leopold. Todd has served in this capacity since 2018. Why does it seem long? Yes, he is responsible for the efficient administration of the affairs of the county and serving the Placer County Board of Supervisors. Placer County, I think we're all very proud to live in this region where we have a healthy economy, excellent good schools, I'm saying great schools, safe neighborhoods, beautiful scenery, and an abundance of recreational opportunities. Todd is an experienced public sector executive with strong operational management expertise focused on human capital management, financial and budgetary operations, business analytics skills, and organizational strategic planning. Prior to coming to Placer County, he was in the state of Colorado. So you will help me welcome your county exec, Todd Leopold.
Thank you for having me. I know I've been here maybe 3 times. I was here pre-COVID, so I'm coming back, so thank you for having me. All right, I've got 25 minutes. I'm going to keep it running. Hopefully, it's going to be energizing. Tracy did me a disservice by having such a great meeting. Hopefully, instead of being the answer to keep everybody engaged. But I think there's enough content that I'll share with you. There's probably way more than that. And we'll have a Q&A at the end, so the opportunity, if there's questions from the presentation or things that you just like to ask what's going on in the county, I'm happy to help answer those. Six different topics I'm going to share with you today. The first one's really our organizational initiatives. The board really kicked off a strategic planning effort back in February of this year. I'll talk a little bit about that. And I'm looking at a 3-year horizon. So, where are the focus areas of us as a county? Redistricting, that's obviously a hot topic that's coming up, will be more pronounced here in the next couple of months. And I'll talk a little about that and what we're looking for in the future. Obviously, COVID is always on everybody's mind. So I'll kind of touch on that. As well as what's the human recovery strategy as it pertains to the county and the investments we're making regarding to American Rescue Plan Act funds. We've been development opportunities. I know that's an important thing. I don't think in Rose development, boy, the county, and I'll touch on this, is just seeing tremendous growth. And I think that's a testament to just wanting to be in this area. Regional housing count, housing and homelessness. I can touch on it really quick. I'm talking quick, Gary got me started here. Finally, probably thinking here in the news right now, we're fortunate some good weather, but I know a couple of weeks ago we were really with some snow, and I want to talk about the fires and the updates and how it's impacted this community. Really the leadership of the organization. We have 5 supervisors. Supervisor White in the middle is our chair for this year that rotates, and then Supervisor Jimmons is here, our newest member that started in January of 2021. And in fact, actually, Supervisor Chris is going to retire next week. Her first term is this year as well, although she was appointed back in 2019. And then Supervisor Bonnie Moore, representative for a portion of Roseville and some other corporate areas the west side, former council member and short-term mayor for Roseville. And then we have Supervisor Leopold, who has been on the council since 2004. Talk about that strategic plan. Obviously, most organizations want to take a look at where they're going, where we're looking at the future. And we have identified 8 different, what we're calling critical success factors. What are the areas that we want to focus on over the next 3 years? 21 to 24 was the time horizon. Strategic relationships, community engagement. I'm sitting here. This is one of those efforts. Out in the communities and check out the line. We got other things going on, but that's just one of them. Housing, achievable housing in the county is important. Public service infrastructure amenities, outcome focus, economic improvement, comprehensive financial planning, typically sustainable public safety services is an important one for us. Recently, innovative and integrated county services, how we provide services maybe differently into the future, and the needs of our residents continue to evolve and change, and finally kind of balance land use planning effort and recognizing the importance of the environment. So I'm going to touch on a number of these in this slide presentation, but I'm not going to get to all of them, but we're going to talk on some of the focus areas here. All right, so one of the biggest things, placer.ca.gov/redistricting. Redistricting is the opportunity that takes place every 10 years, coincides with the census, and is an opportunity to basically redraw the maps. Everybody looks at it, and so you can tell it's kind of dark, so in the back of the Overtime City, but the largest district from a geographic standpoint runs from Nevada all the way to the Nevada County line, all the way to the urban area is District 5, the largest geographic area of the districts. But districts are made up and based upon primarily population, equal distribution of population. And so, as you see in a bit dark, it is smaller districts. Supervisor Jones has a smaller district, but geography is different about doing maps than the population. And so we're running, and I'll touch on this in 1 second, that about 80,000 residents is what will make up each district as we work on a redistricting study here. Please go to our website. It gives you a lot of information on redistricting, what's going on. Timelines, gives you an opportunity to actually interact. You can put together your own maps based on a couple different criteria we allow. So it's interactive. It also gives you an opportunity to subscribe to things. Let's talk about population. This county is in a state where the first time ever the census is actually diminished statewide. We're one of the few counties in the state where actually we've seen growth. So we're just over 400,000 population. Over the last basically decade, we're over 16% growth that we're seeing, and that's going to continue. This is a place where people want to be, not only just a recreate, but actually live, and just an overall quality of life. I think that's exceptional. Our population, obviously we have a large Caucasian white population, but we're seeing diversity in that area, and that's going to continue. Both our Hispanic, Asian, and some other different diversity is happening in the county, and I think that's really exciting. It gives us an opportunity to kind of share experiences and different experiences. Going back on timeline, we talked about redistricting right quick. Back in May, June, and July, we actually did some initial public outreach education. We sat down with the board, spoke about how this process would evolve. They made the selection for the redistricting committee, which is really comprised of the planning commission for the county that will be handling the redistricting discussions as we get census data and looking at various maps they'll be providing a recommendation to the board of supervisors at that time. In July and August, we actually went out to different parts of the county. We actually in Roseville as well as in Grand Bay. We did some outreach campaigns. We talked about this process as well, and we'll continue to do that. September, actually next week, we're going to get the final census data. The feds basically sent the data to the state. The state takes a look at it and then they send it to the county. So that's what's taking place right now. So we have some little tidbits of information, but we're going to get the full gamut coming next week. That's going to transpire into October, November, and December. Probably the most active piece of engagement as we work through this. Public hearings are going to be taking place in October and November. With all the goal of having a couple different maps in order for the board to take a look at and also make a decision on come the middle of December. So the general process, again, I encourage you to go out to the website, has a lot more information on TPDs if you have an interest in the survey. I just want to hit on some key points. Again, total cases over the last basically 19 months, 32,000 cases. As of a point in time, again, this varies, about 123 new confirmed cases of COVID that we're seeing. However, many of those folks have likely recovered. Unfortunately, we've had some deaths, about 341 deaths that they attribute to COVID. We're continuing to work on that. Part of our effort is to ensure that the public infrastructure regarding our healthcare system stays intact. So people coming in, they need to be treated either for COVID, but other ailments. We want to make sure our public health system is in good shape. Vaccinations, just quickly, we've administered over 450,000 shots in terms of COVID from Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. At least one of those shots, 230,000. I would be remiss to say we have had some infections. People have tested positive for COVID even after a vaccination. It's about just under 2,000. What that represents is a little less than 1%. And as you know, and you've kind of heard in the media, a vaccination is about 95 to 96% effective. So we're actually pretty good there. But I just wanted to share with you some general stats about that as we kind of move on. Just a little graph. The dark blue represents 60+% vaccinated residents. The lighter it goes, the fewer from a percentage standpoint actually vaccinated. Results are a little over 60%. And in the Tahoe region, they're the highest percentage of vaccinated residents out there. And it kind of varies depending in the area. But generally, we have folks in terms of where the vaccinations are, a large percentage of the vaccinated in our most urbanized areas. So COVID, we're going to go into how we come back from the recovery. The effort that took place was the federal government stimulus dollars to municipalities, counties, and states. This was based on a population-based formula. So the county received approximately $77.4 million of these stimulus, or I'm calling stimulus, but really American Rescue Plan Act dollars. We received the first half of those dollars in May of this year. We received the second half. Actually, we received it in July. We received the second half in January of 2022. As part of that, there was identification of what sort of focus areas we can use those monies. And there was a couple different categories. This is a breakdown of the Board of Supervisors in conversation with staff. The recommendation brought forward back in July, followed up in the first in August, was really around these three key areas: infrastructure, our COVID response, obviously continue to deal with that, and then a small piece that we call revenue loss. There's an opportunity where if there's loss of revenue that was identified attributed to COVID, we can identify that, and some of those dollars can help to shore up those funds. That's a minimal amount. I'll share with you what that distribution formula looks like. little dark here, but the dark blue represents infrastructure, primarily sewer infrastructure, a little over $39 million. We identified key projects to deal with sewer infrastructure, either new development growth or really a reinvestment in infrastructure that's really deteriorated that needed investment in. The forms, the $8 million affordable housing, homelessness, we're going to be making some investments around the affordable housing arena, whether doing individual projects or putting some money into these projects to make them pencil from a development standpoint. So more work coming here. I think I'm going to touch base on a couple projects we're doing, but some good stuff there. $10 million in the gray is for broadband infrastructure. We have a lot of areas in the county that either have very poor internet connection or none at all. And so we're making a sizable investment, but we're not taking our foot off the gas from getting money from the state. The state has $2 to $3 billion towards broadband funding. We're going to be trying to leverage these funds that we have to really make a bigger dent and a bigger investment in our broadband infrastructure. Finally, we have $19.8 billion. That's all about health and human services, all the deals attributed to COVID, and it's going to be dealing with mental health services and all the ancillary facets that, as Gary alluded to, have been kind of exacerbated over the last 18 months. So really investment there. And there was just about $500,000 was identified as lost revenue in the forming of the category area that is identified in the film. So we're conservative effort about reinvesting our public infrastructure, and I think this is going to make a tremendous difference as we really continue to grow and come out of this in a much better shape in the future. I'm going to talk about it a little more because there has been a lot of activity. And as I mentioned, infrastructure, as we talk about infrastructure from a county standpoint and about economic development, many times it's about investing in transportation and road networks. Transportation is a key component. I know there's a lot of different transportation projects, but I wanted to dial into kind of this West Class area, kind of ties into Roseville. So Sierra Vista is just above the little, I guess it would be the little red cone there, number 2. Sierra Vista is a Roseville project, but just to the south of that, which is that baseline. That is all an incorporated area, and I'll talk about some of the major transportation projects going on here. This line right here is Wallander Road. We did a widening project, we did a bridge project. I'm going to turn over and do a quick, it's a short video. It gives you a little indication of the project and the magnitude and how it interacted with this area and the corporate area.
Road Bridge Replacement Project over Dry Creek is completed. We're so excited to deliver this project to the community. It replaced an old, narrow, 2-lane bridge that didn't have bike lanes or space to walk on, and it was actually in the floodplain, so low elevation, and it would flood frequently. It would, cut off the community to Roseville, or they would have to take long detours. And when it flooded, they would have to close the road, and we actually had helicopter rescue with somebody that went past the road closed and they'd be rescued by helicopter. And replaced it with this new bridge that's 14 feet higher and out of the floodplain. The new bridge is much larger, it's 500 feet long and about 100 feet wide, and has separated bike paths. The new bridge provides great trail access. It connects the trails not only under the bridge, but also across the bridge on both sides. So now there's connection on all 4 corners of the bridge. And the trails connect to this beautiful Dry Creek Park. They extend from Cookville Road, and soon we will extend all the way to Wild.
Okay, so just gives you an indication, the investment we're making, how does it tie in our partners in the city and the county? I think we have relationships and has been seen in the past, and I think that's a great testament to working relationship and making investments like that are critical. So let me touch base on a couple of these development projects. Up in the pink is what we're calling Classroom Ranch. It's a development project recently acquired, and it has a 300-acre California State, Sacramento State campus that's going to be developed there. We're currently in the master plan design phase and environmental impact report work that they're doing right now. So that project's in kind of just south and a little west of the casino. In the light blue, to the left, there is Regional University, again, a 600-acre development project that is all tied to a university, and then there's a community specific plan project there as well. And then the far left corner here is the Luncheon Vineyards, 14,000 units of full build-out. Spanning over the across from Buttercup against Rose all the way to the border of Southern. And then the Luncheon roads currently in construction phases of the Old Vineyards project. Everything around that represents Roseville, and so there's a lot of joint partnerships and interest in developing this in a coordinated fashion together. Transportation corridors obviously are critical pieces up and down this area as they intersect with the city. So we've got a little bit of the drive-through development projects. Commercial, and as you can see, I'm going to touch on each of these buttons right quick. Under construction of commercial projects is going on in this kind of drive-through area. Some one's approved a little bit farther to the west. That's a baseline code. Maybe you travel down, as you know, that's a critical transportation corridor that we're working to expand on with the city. Residential, we have a number of residential projects that are currently under construction right now, all around this area. We have a number that are approved, yet to be built, and then we have a number of the triangular ones that are other projects that are in kind of the formal approval stages and being proposed right now, working with our planning department on that. Industrial and development, we have a approved industrial area for really light manufacturing, et cetera, that's been identified, and they're just working on some grading that they're going to be starting here fairly shortly, really close to the city of Roseville. Quality Road kind of intersects that as a major corridor through that area. So a lot of development either in the works or under construction, which is pretty exciting. Just to the left there, you see the Dry Creek and West Placer County. It's a community plan area. It's really our opportunity to really do planning and design work to make sure that all this stuff works together and is jointly together. And the yellow is a Yellow Vineyards project currently in construction. Talk about some of the what level of development I'm talking about. Under construction right now, we have over 1,000 units currently in the construction phase. We have improved entitlements all over the building, are all set up to actually construct a little over 14,000 units. Under review, so the planning stage, about 19, a little over 1,000, I'm sorry. A little fewer, but a lot of the planning work's been done to date, and our specific plan areas already designed, and they've kind of been outlined in the community plan, a little over 3,900 units. We're going to be at over 20,000 lots that either are starting or will be in an unincorporated Placer County. So I'm going to be talking about the city of Roseville. That's just tremendous growth. And again, these are 3 and 5 year horizons. These are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 year horizons. So we're looking long-term development growth, and you're seeing, as you saw, the amount of population is coming into the county. So what does that mean from a housing standpoint? We've done a lot of work in addressing affordability of housing, and I will tell you, I was talking to someone earlier in the top in some areas, 72% market valuation growth that is taking place is just astronomical, but that is consistent, not maybe on a percentage, but the growth in our county as a whole, and that's created an opportunity to address the affordability of housing and ensuring that folks who can live and live affordably. So we have some workforce housing preservation programs we're doing. We also have a tenant-based rental assistance program, so we've allowed and assisted in some dollars there. So we're infrastructure, we have a private housing trust fund that allows us to create jointly private-public partnerships where we bring money to the table to make and build and identify opportunities to purchase affordable housing. Well, accessory dwelling units, if you have land on your property and you want to add an accessory dwelling unit, you can do so. So there's a lot of opportunities. We're really thinking outside the box. We need to think differently about affordable and attainable housing to move forward, and it comes together with our public and private partnerships. Quickly, Mercy Affordable Housing, we have two major projects. Mercy Housing is a project up in the North Auburn areas, 88 unit affordable housing project, joint partnership, significant tax credits we received from the state. This project's almost done. The only delay that we've had is some on the construction materials that have delayed some of the final build out. And this one's going to be coming online shortly. A great project, one that I think is going to be a showcase for how we bring these sort of projects forward in the future. The other one is a Saber City unincorporated area. We looked at a property. There was in the middle of the current development. We identified about 2,400 single family units. We brought the developer. They're building those units as well. End of the month, we have 5 affordable housing projects we're going to be kicking off. Either they're going to be completed or they're in their final stages of development up in the Tahoe region. So you'll be hearing more about that. But I just want to tell you, we are committed to affordable housing. It's consistent with the board's strategic direction, but we're thinking about it a little differently than what we maybe have done in the past. Let's talk about homelessness really quick. Obviously, what I want to do is give context, because I think it's really important. That upper part of the blue represents Roseville, Rockland, Placer County area. What we see, this is number of homeless individuals per 10,000. We're at 15.7 consistently across the area. We're actually low, so it's not that we don't have a problem, it's that our magnitude may be a little different than others. We're about half of what the state of California on average is. So just to give you some context, we are dealing with homelessness, and it's been different since the pandemic, and it's gotten more pronounced. I think we're dealing with families, younger children, our youth, and just those single residents. And a county that has interstate 80 and transportation, do sometimes get some transient folks that are coming through the county as well. But the majority of the folks that we're looking at addressing folks that are either close or in a homeless situation. How do we transition them back? Not just putting and getting shelter, but how do we provide services to them so they come back in a better way, contributing back to the community. And we're doing that through what we're calling our regional homeless action planning effort that is kicked off in September. We have a working group with all our partner entities, the Gathering, some of our other folks that are directly involved in the homeless situation. And then we're going to have a working group of our elected partners. And what I'm really proud of is that this is an issue and a concern for all of the residents and all our elected officials throughout the county. So we have representation, 2 representatives from each of our municipalities and the county are coming together, and we're going to talk about this holistically over the next 4 to 6 months. Our ultimate goal is to have a plan potentially out for review the first part of the year. And we're I'm just really excited that we're coming together to talk about this in a regional fashion, because it's tied to geographic or political boundaries. This is an issue that impacts all of us. So we'll learn more about it, but I just want to say thank you to those that are elected, that are in this audience here that recognize. All right, it's about fire situation, 2 fires in the county. One is the river fire, the other is the bridge fire. I'm going to give you a quick video. This is just a couple of minutes and a half. All right. Oh, all right, so I'm going to give you a quick snapshot. This is really interesting, gives you some perspective about it's hard to believe that we're moving into the height of our fire season here,
in Placer County. You know, as I stand in front of, you know, the devastating results of the bridge fire, but really September and October mark the critical nature of fires that are driven more by wind than fuels and topography. And that historically is when we have seen some of our most damaging and fast moving fires in Northern California. And it's really imperative that people understand the attention to early evacuations, being prepared to go, and understanding that fires are going to burn with more intensity and less predictability than they do during the more traditional summer months is very critical. This year, what we've really seen is the fuel moisture, the soil moisture is almost nothing. Early on in the fire season, we were seeing these fires start to spot much more, spot out in front of the main fire. And the receptive fuel bed, the receptive nature of the brush and the grass to embers from the main fire has been over 90%. If you throw 100 matches into the dry vegetation, the percentage of how many of those start a new fire is what we call an ignition component. And for the last month and a half, almost 2 months, every single day we've been running ignition components of over 90%.
So, you know, I think there's more to this slide. I just want to keep it relatively short. I'll just tell you these fires are devastating. What does that mean to our urbanized or suburbanized? It means that it's not, you may not be seeing in your area, but the impact of the county, the property taxes, and the services that we can ultimately offer are all impacted around making sure we have good, sustainable, and healthy forests. A healthy forest is the one that is a little overgrown. Many people think that is a healthy forest. That's not a healthy forest. We need to have space and separation, and it helps with getting light down into the areas. It helps with if there is a fire so it doesn't spread as quickly. But what we're saying is we made a concerted effort. I think the board of supervisors really took a really leadership role by supporting forest management. Coordinator we brought online just recently. She's really dedicated to working with our partners. About 60% of Placer County is national forest. We also have, you know, land, we have right nation, and other federal lands, as well as some state lands as well. So we deal with a lot of this from wildfire. So we've just been honestly very fortunate. Even though we had a catastrophic fire with the river fire, about 67 homes or structures actually went up. I couldn't believe 102, but there was about 67 more homes. Went up and down between Placer and Nevada County. It could have been a lot more devastating than that. But we're doing a lot of work. We have a chipper program. We actually are bringing our probation staff, identify folks to come in and help expand our chipper program for residents to do defensible space. I think that was a really innovative project. And also we're working with the state and the national forest to say we need to make continued investments in this. For the health and sustainability of this community, and as a county that is really built around environment, getting out in sort of recreating this area, it's important we maintain those in a healthy manner. So I wanted to share that with you because we think it's an important component. It's going to continue as we see changes in our climate and the devastation of fires, and just doing more healthy forest management, I think, is a critical piece to that. Eastern Placer, we have a couple things. We're going to renewal of our TOT, our transit occupancy tax. So lodging tax, we come up and recreate up there. We're going to be requesting extension back from 2022. We have a business improvement district that was formed in 2021. That's coming online. We also have our North Lake Tahoe Resort Association. So they're assisting with some of the marketing here and helping with that. And then obviously we're looking at how we do with forestry management, forestry health. So we're identifying a potential biomass facility up in the Tahoe region in partnership with Truckee and Nevada County. So more to come there. And if you're out there, take a look, you're going to see signs like that up in the right-hand corner here. It's really the investment we're making both in transit. There's a micro mass transit free service. So if you're out there, please use that. You can call. There's the demand is far exceeded our our expectation is we're going to be building and expanding that into the winter months as well. And then there's a free bus service through the Tahoeways in the north Lake Tahoe area. So a lot of stuff, good stuff going on there. Because it's been talked about almost 20 years, we finally got all of our permitting done. We just implemented the Placer County Conservation Plan. In the middle, Supervisor and Chair Robert Wygant was kind of the leading charge from inception to today. Many times you don't see initiatives like this that take almost 12 years to come to fruition. But it is the first of its kind collectively in the country. That basically streamlines all the permitting processes from the federal, state, basically the federal agencies, but state agencies and local agencies all under one umbrella. So projects that may take 3 to 5 to 10 years to get through may take more like 6 to 9 months to get through when you do it through a streamlined process. So this was historic. It was a partnership of the city of Lincoln, the county, and I just would be remiss not talking about that because I have tremendous confidence. I think about growth as we move forward. All right, so that was my presentation. Hopefully, I wasn't too far over. And I do want to let you know there's 2 handouts. If Gary's going to give you a handout, I'm going to do a handout, right? So there are 2 things on your table. One's a strategic plan framework that we use. If you'd like to take that, it just has some general information on that. And I didn't give you the full budget book because it's about 200 to 300+ pages. You're getting the 4-page version that's the executive summary. Please feel free to take that. That's where we're making and talking about the investment dollars that we receive and how we bring it back into the community. Just, to couple of minutes, if there's any questions that you would have, I'd love to try and answer those, whether from the slide deck or just general questions about what's going on in the county. Yeah.
65 northbound. When is southbound going to have its day?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I will tell you, if you have traveled 65 lately, I live in Rockland, I come around, I can loop around, I go up to Auburn every day. The traffic is insane, and it's actually worse than it was in the pre-pandemic. We are having continued discussions with municipal partners about potentially introducing some sort of sales tax next year. That is still kind of in the discussion stages, but honestly, as you see, and as I kind of mentioned, growth is heading west, and then that 65 to interchange off of 80 needs to be widened to address both the growth, what's going on really now, and the growth in the future. So it's not, we've done a lot of work there. You're going to see more. Anybody else? Yeah, David.
Can you speak briefly around the water containment and water system and becoming water in California?
Yeah, so one of the driest years on record, actually. If you've been out to, well, you can just go to Folsom and you can see it. But really, many of our surface water containment areas are really constrained right now. So one of the things we're doing is we're going to be talking about PCWA. There's a lot of work about water. Being more diligent about water conservation work. There's also some recharge basins that we're doing. Roseville does a lot of this. The county's been looking at where we basically recharge water into underground aquifers, so we can basically store those for future opportunities where we may see to tap into that. So I think there's a lot of work on the water side. I will tell you there is. I guess on a positive, it's supposed to be a very wet year coming up. Talking about something that it literally would, because it is really, I think, in many places. And this county has been very fortunate. We've had some good water containment areas, but we certainly not only our area, but down actually
we take water in some cases all the way into Southern California, some cities. And municipalities already acquired water from us, so we're not just for the Placer County, we're talking about the actual region as a whole.
My husband and goes with our space. So we're trying to have a program of fires and the third one are doing a good job. Same thing with it. Okay.
I will tell you that the board has an ordinance around the festival space. It's in the unincorporated area, it can't really be if you live specifically in the city, but the county, in the event that you have a resident next to you that doesn't maintain the property, you can reach out, there's a code enforcement, will address it in the event that you have any thoughts and options, and there's just each to do it. The county in some instances will come and actually do it and then build the property owner. I think we have said the importance of defensible space is no more important than it's ever been. And not only for that property, but for, totally around. So this is a community issue, not a individual residence. So good, great question, but if you see that or have some issues, please give our code enforcement folks a call and they'll address it. Yep. So what's us going to do for Classroom Parkway? We've done most of the environmental review. If you know the project, it's about a 5-phase project. We're just doing phase 1, which I will tell you is the most expensive. It's basically from Whitney Ridge interchange. It goes all the way to Foothills. So it goes over the highway. And the biggest piece here is it has to go over the railroad tracks. And love anybody's in the railroad business, so we love you. They're difficult. But the requirements about having going over a railroad tracks, that project is right now, 9 months ago, it was about $82 million. So we have some partnerships that we're actually working not only with the county, making a sizable investment, but the United Over any community has just been and they're looking at helping to deliver support to kind of partner in the overall funding project. So when we come here around, I think we're probably 3 years out. I'll just be candid with you, but we have a lot of environmental work done for that first phase, and I think that sometimes can take longer than even doing the project. So, good question. Yeah. Yeah, so the expansion, and you're talking about widening 65, is that? Plastic hardware, yeah, that's plastic hardware, yeah. Yeah, that's it. But again, that is, as I said, a 5-phase project. We're just having the money really in the first phase. We have a funding source called our Tier 2 fees. This is a partnership with Roseville Luncheon. When a developer comes in, they're paying a certain amount of fees based on that unit. That money goes in to help pay for that. So the county's making a sizable investment. We get reimbursed, reinvesting that money into phase 2, phase 3, and we'll move along. So 99 actually goes to Sutter County, is I think what you're referring to. I'm not going to give you an estimate. I will tell you, I think getting the first phase started is the most critical piece, just like anything else. Once you start, we can kind of build off of it. I think that's, it'll be much easier from a right-of-way standpoint once we get past the first phase. One thing, thank you very much. I really appreciate this conversation.
Thank you very much. It's always We'll leave here with a little information based on what I've shared today. I would also like to give a shout out to the county because you were very generous with your CARES Act funding. Not all counties share with the local cities and jurisdictions, and the county from day one identified how important businesses were to them, whether or not they were in the incorporated or unincorporated areas. And I know that the city of Roseville and the chamber partnered together and gave out $200,000 in grants to local restaurants and businesses. So we thank you because where's my monthly assistant? Here he is. Okay, if you haven't put your business card in, please do. So when you're using your own put your card in, well, Zach is collecting those. I would give a shout out to Matt Holder, Matt Scanlon, please. These are ambassador chamber members to make sure that those that are comfortable coming out are able to watch the fabulous presentation. So Matt, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, so our next lunch is the third Friday in October, because I don't have a calendar and I don't know when that is, but keep that in mind. Zach is having to work for his lunch today. Sorry, Zach. Purposes has opportunities to provide great prices at our monthly lunch and breakfast. So if you would like to do so and promote your business, please feel free. We have a $25 minimum that enables you to put your business up here. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell them all. Okay, so Kathy Morrison from my district wants to say, $20 certificate to Rubino's restaurant. So, and then we have from our friends and Consolidated Communications. So I have any baseball fans in the audience? Raise your hand. Okay. 2 tickets to the River Cats. Not just 2 tickets to the River Cats, but 2 tickets to the River Cats in the Consolidated Suite. Wait, we have a title. Yeah, ambassador. Maybe my little ambassador. Thank you for this. Thank you. All right. So now we have from the Denise Moreno, the Teeth Lightning, we have a gift certificate. Oh my. Okay. It's a $90 value, and I didn't location to you now, but it's not. And Denise is right there. So you talk to her.
Next week, in LA, I'm hosting a workshop, and so I'm going to see you right.
Okay, make sure you take before and after shots, because we'll show them at lunch next month. Okay, so from Lighthouse Window Cleaning, not to be confused with Lighthouse Counseling, we have John Champion has donated a $25 gift certificate. So anybody not have smoky windows or screens, that's why not. So Jackie Smith from Spot On, you're the welcome now. And from Evergreen. Thank you. From Evergreen Mortgage, home loans, all your financing needs, you have a mug but really what's important is what's inside of them. And it's another gift certificate to Rubina's. So the lucky winner is. It is Deb from Rubina's. Where are you? Did you leave? Oh, she's all the way in the back. So keep that. So with that, good job, Deb. Thank you. All right, we're done. We have minutes to spare because Gary ran through his presentation.
Sorry if I went over, but I was okay. Okay. All right, great. I guess throw in those, yeah.
Lots of good information and people could hear you even if you were trying to be quick with it all. So people heard you. It was a good presentation. You're welcome. Good job. I did start selling and even stand at the like this is my gig, so you go, but you would stand the thing is, like, as you do it more, and then also every and it was for scholarships. So I learned
Yeah, it's flashes. I learned that was the way because I tried to
I found that.
For now,
Setting this all up. She was going to. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to do this meeting? It's all. They're gonna send
Right now, we're going to talk to,